Hey Trickster, Patrick here, bringing you the third and final installment of my sauna reviews of my European trip. And ooh la la, this time we're in the French capital. Like London, Paris has options when it comes to saunas, but I'm only human. I can't do them all as much as I'd like to. So after some research and some recommendations from some locals on Grindr, we ended up choosing SunCity. In this video, we'll break down the experience from that night in categories like location, staff, facilities, what the men were like. I'm going to throw in some pros and cons for you. And at the end, I'll give my final rating out of 5 eggplants. This review and this rating is obviously only based on my one night that I spent there. But what a night it was. If you want to hear the stories from that night that I cannot share here on YouTube, then you got to check out my OnlyFans page, linked below. Let's jump right in with the nitty gritty. So all of the stuff that I'm going to say right now, you can find online on their website at suncity-paris.fr. But I'm going to run through a couple of the important basics for you. SunCity is open 7 days a week. Entry is 20 euros. And that gets you unlimited soft drinks at the bar, which I thought was super cool. It also gets you 2 towels. They're actually looking to help save the environment over there, and part of that is by limiting the laundry that they do. Any additional towels you have to pay extra for. And of course they give you condoms. And on their website, which is actually super complete, there's even a radio, you can play music while you're like browsing. But now let's look at the all-important location. The location of SunCity is super convenient. We were staying in the Marais, and the Marais is like it's like the gay village. I mean, Paris is pretty gay, but the Marais is really like where there's a concentration of bars and gay clubs and sex clubs and stuff like that. And that's also where you're gonna find SunCity. So we were able to walk from our Airbnb to SunCity, and actually that is one of the reasons why we chose it. It's on a major street, so you can't get lost. You can also take the subway, the bus, an Uber, and when you see it from the outside, there's no mistaking where you are. It's like SunCity is splashed all over the front and on the main street, so you don't have to walk down some shady alley. You don't have to, it's not an unmarked door. Okay, let's talk about the staff. Because you know, if you've been watching my videos, you know how important the staff is for me to have a good time. They can really make or break the experience. The staff at SunCity, as soon as you walk in the door, we got a smile. Bing! So they were able to go straight into English, which was awesome, and check us in. There wasn't any problems with the check-in per se. However, there was a little confusion with the lockers because the way they do it there is a little bit different. It wasn't explained to us really well how the lockers worked, but they do give you a little like Velcro pouch strap thing, which is perfect for condoms, lube, poppers. All in all, the check-in experience and the staff were professional and friendly. And let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite sauna and why? Okay, let's start on the facilities, because SunCity is a big place and we have a lot of ground to cover. The inside of SunCity was surprising to me. I guess I should have been clued in by the font. If you see the font of SunCity, it's a very specific kind of font, and it's actually reminiscent of like my time in Thailand. And so when you walk in the door, immediately you're hit in the face with the theme. If during this video you're watching it and you're like, oh no, that decor is really specifically Sumatra or something else, I don't know, I'm just doing my best here. It reminds me a lot of Thailand. Let's start downstairs. Check-in is on the main floor. When you go downstairs, that's the locker room. So there's a couple rows of lockers, lots and lots of lockers. Down there you're also gonna find private toilets, meaning it's like your own door, you shut it, complete privacy, no douching stations I found in any of the toilet areas. There's also private showers down there, which actually I appreciate because you don't always want to be on display. Sometimes you're like washing out your butthole and stuff. You don't want to be seen by everybody all the time. So I do appreciate the option of having some private showers. We've got a big shower room, which is communal. It's just outside of the giant wet sauna. Very mazy, kind of dark. Lots of action going on in there, a lot of sex in there. Also downstairs, you're gonna find the bar, which, you know how I feel about having a bar in a sauna. It's a bonus! Because sometimes you just want to hang out and have a beer. Sometimes you're overheated from the sauna. Sometimes, you know, you just came 3 times and you got to take a break. They have alcohol there, they have snacks there, and the nice thing is they have water there because you get dehydrated, and you have free soda. So I think that's a nice touch. Also downstairs, when you pass the bar, holy cow, it opens up into the biggest pool I've ever seen at a sauna. Not only that, they have 2 jacuzzis. One is kind of off to the side and a little bit more private for shenanigans and things. And then the other one is a little bit bigger, more central, and it's a lot more social. If you're into pools, if you're into the jacuzzis, if you're into wet saunas, then SunCity is definitely the place for you. Let's head on upstairs to the main floor. There's a whole sort of TV lounge area, and there's a big flat screen TV on the wall, but it's not playing porn. No. It was playing like some Hollywood movie, like some Avengers movie. And there were literally people sitting on the couch watching the movie. There was one guy passed out on the couch. I don't know if he was dead or not. He didn't move for a while. Beside that, there's a big glassed-in smoking room. Now, I don't smoke, but the French do. And when you stood outside of the glass walls, like, you couldn't smell any smoke at all. So I guess it works. And the back of this main floor, there's a giant gym. When they have a gym, they go all out. Like, it's not a joke. You can fully train every muscle group, and there can be groups of people in there working out. So if you do want to go to SunCity and work out, get a good workout in before you play or after you play, you can totally do that in this fully equipped gym. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Patrick, where is all the sex happening if you're not in the steam room downstairs? Well, there's a 3rd floor, and it's upstairs. So upstairs, you're gonna find, I think there was 2, maybe 3 dark rooms. And these are like big dark rooms. And it's not those pitch black dark rooms. It's like, I can see a little bit. It's more like a big communal playroom that's also dark. You're also going to find all of the rooms, all of the little playrooms. So you've got corridors leading off every direction, and the little rooms all along. They all have the doors, they all have latches, you can close them. Inside of the rooms, you have lube dispensers, you have a shelf if you want to put your beer or whatever you happen to have on you. All the rooms have like mattresses, so you can lay down, make yourself comfortable. Some of the rooms have glory holes. Some of the rooms have like you can open like a little window so people can walk by and like look in and watch you playing if you're like an exhibitionist but you don't want anyone touching you. And in the halls you have TVs and they're playing porn. You also have like condom dispenser, and of course, like every good bathhouse, you gotta have a sling. So the sling is there for you to use as well. The fact that there's 3 floors to SunCity equals a lot of walking around. Unless you want to work out, smoke, or watch a movie, you're kind of skipping between the basement and the top floor. So there's a lot of stairs. Let's talk about the all-important men. What are the men like there? There was kind of a mixed bag in terms of the energies that were, some were a little bit shy, some were standoffish, and then some were friendly and chatty. So you really had sort of both. So there was a lot of out-of-towners that were saying, oh, I'm a tourist, I'm from here, I'm from there. And then the other half of the people were just French, which to me is good because if the locals are going there, then they would know, right? What's good and what's not. There was a little bit of drug use that was obvious. Overall, it wasn't a problem. Let's talk about some of the pros of SunCity. Obviously, one of the pros you gotta mention is the wet areas. Were just expansive and complete and so much room to move around and enjoy. They had everything that you needed down there. And then right beside the wet areas, I gotta mention also is the bar. The bar was full and complete and snacks, free soda. I mean, and the other pro that I would mention actually were the men, because I was saying it was kind of 50-50, but the 50 that were friendly, yeah, I'm gonna say the men. The men were. And then, like I mentioned, the locals go there. So I'm going to say that's a pro too, because the locals know what's good, what's not. It was not the perfect night though, because as I mentioned before, there was an issue with the lockers. You have the lock with the numbers, so you choose the code. So you go downstairs, you choose your own locker number, and then you have the thing and you choose the code and then you lock it. There's a little bit of confusion in terms of the locker and the codes and choosing a locker and locking the locker. And so another con is that at the end of my stay, when I went to the shower, there was no soap. So I was going like this and there was no soap in the dispenser, which was frustrating. They needed to top up the amenities. And also in the rooms, the little playrooms that were upstairs, the mattresses, a lot of times the mattresses, because they're covered in like it's like a plastic. So a lot of the mattresses I found from use, from being used, were kind of cracked. So if you didn't put down like a towel on top to like lay down on, because obviously I was on my back with my legs in the air most of the time, it would just kind of hurt because it was like a cracked mattress, so it wasn't comfortable. There were a couple of dings that obviously I can't ignore. However, the staff were lovely, and I myself had a really good time overall. So I'm going to give SunCity a solid 4 out of 5 eggplants. I would definitely recommend that you go and you try this place out. If you are thinking of visiting a sauna, but you're sort of new to the whole experience and you're not quite sure how it works or how to behave, just watch this video right here for all the basics. And I'll see you